Hello everybody, welcome to Beer Reviews. We're still sticking on the Kentucky Trail today. I've just finished trying the Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Ale, I'm trying to get the name right, from Lexington Brewing and Distilling Company, and I was seriously unimpressed, and I wasn't impressed with the Kentucky Ale either, so I thought we're just going to round it all off. We're going to go for the big bad one at the end, a 10% pumpkin barrel-aged beer, ale brewed with natural pumpkin flavours and spices, and aged in oak bourbon barrels. So Kentucky beers, pumpkin beers are kind of the in vogue beer at Halloween sort of season. Everyone seems to brew in the harvest seasons one of these kind of pumpkin beers, and they get really good acclaim. Personally, I'm not a huge fan of kind of spiced beers. The English kind of typical Christmas beer is usually what we get over here in terms of the spiced beers, and these are very similar in flavour to those, but with added kind of pumpkin flesh to provide some of the fermentables in it. So that's what we're probably going to get here, but aged in, as I said with the last one, aged in fresh bourbon barrels straight from the distilling side of the brewery. They will empty them out and fill them right up with this here little stuff, whatever beer they're producing at the time that's going into barrels to be aged. So, unlike the last one, which was cloudy and hazy as anything, this one is crystal clear. A lovely, deep, burnished orange colour, not too dissimilar to the last one, or the Kentucky Ale for that matter, but this one's looking pretty in the glass at least. This one's got a little bit of a bigger head on it, whether it's because I poured it a bit more, but can you see it's lacing better? Which is weird, because it's 10%, and imagine that to go. Have we got alcohol legs? We do, we are getting alcohol legs in this glass as well. 10%. Not surprised. Cool. So, let's get a nose in there and get an aroma. Well, Hosanna, thank God for that. The other two smelled of nothing. This one, on the other hand, has a lovely spiced aroma. Lots of clove, cinnamon, nutmeg, something along those lines. If you're thinking Christmas beer, in English terms, Christmas ales, you're not far off. It's that spiced smell. Lots of clove, though. We just had a Christmas beer, a pumpkin beer on in Chequers by some friends from Constantinople Brewing Company. Constantinople, all the way to England. And that was a pumpkin beer as well, and that had very similar, very heavy on the clove, I think. But it smells, it's got a good aroma to it. We already got a tick in the box, the other two lacked some aroma at least. So, cheers everyone, let's give it a try. Yeah, that's a bit more like it. That is a bit more like it. Cool, this is a bit more punchy, it's 10%. It's got a bit of flavour coming through on it. Unsurprisingly, the predominant flavours are those nutmeg, spicy clove and cinnamon flavours. There is still that distinct tartness that comes with their ales seem to have, especially towards the back of the palate. It's quite a naturally sweet beer, this. It tastes almost like there's been a little bit of golden syrupy flavours in the back of it, but it does tart up as it dries up. You get that tartness that I've got in the other two beers, which is characteristic of their style, I suppose. In terms of bourbon flavour, on bourbon barrel, get it right at the front of the palate, get a very sweet vanilla flavour that then transfers into this the spiced pumpkin pie, Christmas beer flavours, and then dries out to the tartness. Overall, this is far more balanced than the other two I've had. It's got much more punch and aroma to it. You get the sweetness and then it dries out with all the spicing in, and I can taste everything that I think there should be in this beer in the glass. This is a far more accomplished beer than the others. I mean, I gave them terrible ratings. I gave the first one a 2 because I thought it was just naff. I really didn't like it. It was sour and horrible. The bourbon barrel version, I gave a 3 because it was slightly better but still tasted nothing. This one, on the other hand, gets a much better grade. Would I drink another one? I probably would. These aren't my sort of beers, aren't my sort of style. So someone who's far more versed in pumpkin ales can correct me on them and point me in the direction of their favourite ones, I suppose. I would probably have another, so on that basis I'll probably give this a 7 out of 10. The flavours are much more rounded and actually there's a flow to them, and it just feels better constructed overall. Having said that, for a 10% beer, I've had some other 10% beers that punch so much more in terms of flavour. It's got a good body to it, I'll say that. as well. But it isn't leaving me overwhelmed. It's leaving me overwhelmed perhaps to some extent because I've just had one very bad beer by them, and the one before was not good either. So this is just tasting a hell of a lot better, to be frank. So I'm going to benefit the doubt. It does taste really nice, this. Like I said, pumpkin beers ain't my ballpark, ain't my thing. So this is a really good one. It's probably going to be lost on me anyway, but I just feel like it's much better than the other two I've had. And I'd probably have another one, so it's above a 7, but I'm still just being conservative with the ratings because I'm not sure. So there you go. We've gone through the Lexington Brewing and Distilling Company's beers, and this one by far is a seasonal one, unfortunately. But if you do see that, it's well worth a try. It's got some nice flavours to it, at least. Yeah, cool. So please like, favourite, comment and subscribe. Check out the other two videos as well from the other two beers we've had by them, because you'll see how kind of I was narked with this last one, and the one before I was just really surprised. It just didn't taste of anything. So I'd love to hear your comments on any of the videos. Please tell me I'm wrong and I've had a bad bottle, because I'd like to try them at the prime, really. And until the next beer review, cheers everyone.